Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of City Skylines, where in the last episode we started building out our financial center and we created this little monstrosity with a whole lot of skyscrapers, a whole lot of tall buildings, and a whole lot of parking as well. So yeah, welcome back to Various Isles. What are we going to do today? Today we are going to be, first of all, I think we're going to expand a little bit on this little financial center that we have here. We have this little rock over here, which I really want to keep as a center point for a neighborhood that is nestled between these highways. It's not going to be a nice neighborhood, I think, with the highways all around it. Highway here, the main road here. There is going to be a lot of sound pollution for the people living here, but hopefully we can offset that by building plenty of trees and then connecting it up to the city over here. Also on this side of the city, I'm thinking maybe we could do another football stadium. I know we have the Copper Bowl over here, but I'm thinking maybe it would be a cool idea to have two rival football teams on the same island, both playing in the same, probably the first league of their national competition. So I'm thinking we're gonna put another football stadium over here. We don't have a lot of options. We have, let's see, we have this one, which we haven't used yet. So we have this one. This is the Glass Eye Arena. It's an American football, okay? This is also American football. This is American football. God damn it. American football. Alright, maybe I have to search for soccer. Alright, here it is. We have a couple of football stadiums, or soccer stadiums, as they are called. We have the Copper Bowl, but we already used that. This one is a little bit smaller, but I don't think it's much smaller than this one. Yeah, I think it's actually even a little bit bigger. We'll see what will happen in the next couple of hours. I'm thinking we need another football stadium over here because the next thing we are going to do today is we are going to start building the university over here, and this little part of the island is going to be the university, and everything that is left on this side of the university is going to be farming land, I think. So if we take a look at our resources, there is a little bit of fertile land over here. I think we can, we can increase it a little bit. Maybe a little bit of bigger brush. No, not that big. So yeah, we can remove this one and remove this one. And then add fertile land over here. Like so. Excellent. Yeah, this is perfect for a little farming area. And a little university over here. Probably we do have some beaches, but I'm thinking maybe we don't use them as beaches. We'll add some ferries to this side and to this side. So a ferry on this side will probably connect up to Manta Ray Bay, maybe even to Marley Beach. And then a ferry on this side that will connect to our city area, which we have built over here, but that we haven't named yet. This will be a little village, I think, as well. But I don't think we're going to do that this episode. So this episode, we're going to focus on getting the financial city center a little bit more spread out and starting our university over here. So without further ado, let's get to it and let's start with spreading out a little bit further for our city center. Right, and here we are again. We filled in this little part of the city over here with some nice medium and low density housing. We added plenty of services. We added some daily childcare. No, that's an elementary school. But we did add childcare, health center. We added an elder care. Plenty of houses, plenty of paths and trees, hoping to reduce the noise from the highway a little bit. Also, over here, I attempted to build a... Oh, that's loud. I attempted to build a little villa thing with a nice looking backyard with a swimming pool and some tables, some fences around, plenty of trees, as maybe, you know, this used to be stately manor in the countryside before this became a big city. It is a little bit small in scale compared to some of these houses, but I think it still looks cool. I also managed to keep the rock in the middle over here. Did add a lot more trees to it, but we still have the smoking campfire over here. And the rock is like a centerpiece of this little neighborhood. Also, I added a roundabout over here. I'm still not sure where to go with this tram track. I'm thinking maybe this one goes back down here and up here and circles around, making a closed loop. And for this one on this side, comes down here, circles around, making the closed loop. So we have basically a linear squiggly line through this part of the city as a tram line. It would suck if you needed to go from here to here though, and you needed to use the tram, but because you would need to go all the way down here, up here, back over here, and down here. Same if you wanted to go from there to there. But we'll have other forms of public transportation throughout the city, buses, probably some metro over here as well. So that looks not too bad if you ask me. I really like how this roundabout turned out with the tram line through the middle. Curious to see what it'll do for traffic in the future once this gets a little bit more busy. But it looks good, so for now we're going to keep it. I think we need some more parking over here, judging by the amount of cars parked over here. And why are there cars parked on the roundabout? Did I not make this a roundabout? I did. But then I didn't. Anyway, no parking on the roundabout, please. So yeah, this will be some more high buildings, some more hotels, maybe even a lookout, an observation tower, something like that. But I already spent way too much time on this part of the map, and I also had some issues with my mods. So if you see different road networks, for these, for instance, I used to use the Network Extension 2 roads to make national highways like this. And I used another road somewhere else, also from Network Extensions 2. And I thought maybe Network Extensions 2 was the issue. So I downloaded RON and I replaced all my Network Extensions 2 roads with the appropriate counterparts. But those counterparts didn't look right in color. They were very gray. They didn't respect my road color mod. So I changed them all back for their vanilla parts, because it turns out we do have vanilla roads, at least DLC roads. Some of them are from After Dark, some of them are from Mass Transit. But yeah, we have vanilla roads for everything. And even though, according to Ron, I have no more network extensions roads, Network Extension 2 networks in my map, I still can't disable the mod because then the map won't load. But it's nice to know that in the future, autosave. It's nice to know that in the future we no longer need to rely on Network Extensions 2, which has been an issue for a lot of things for a very long time now. So for next city build, if we do another city build in this game, we can disable it. Also, all my schools were gone. These tabs were completely empty. And it turned out to be the Better Education tab toolbar mod, which in itself hadn't changed. And I did see working after the last update, but we had to disable that one as well. But enough about my issues about mods and other things. Let's go get started on the next part of the city. And the next part I want to do is the university. Now, I still think this little triangle over here will be the best place to do so. And we did say we wanted to we wanted it to be a little bit like a farming university. If you take a look at the different kind of universities that we have trade school, we have liberal arts, and we have the default college. Now, I think liberal arts sounds more like, music and drawing and dancing and art and painting and stuff like that. Trade school to me sounds more like technical stuff. And the general university campus is more like everything else. But I don't really like the blue in this. Plus we used it in the last map as well, I think. So we're gonna go for the Liberal Arts College campus. And I really like the red colors of the roofs. I think they will fit in very nicely with the rest of the city. And then we can still have a lot of farm area over here. But before we can start any of that, I think what we need to do is we need to add another highway connection over here to make sure we have a highway coming into this part of the city with lots of farming in the front and the campus in the back. So yeah, let's get ready to do that first, and then we'll build our little university campus. And it's not going to be a very big campus. It's not going to be spread around a lot. I intend to keep everything pretty close together. I think we're going to keep most of these hills in here as walking path, and then most of it is going to be in this area over here. And the beaches won't be really beaches on this part. I think we'll have a ferry line on this side, a ferry line on that side, maybe even some fishing related to the university. So yeah, and then this over here will be the farming area. So let's get to it. And here it is, the first part of our university. I think it came out looking pretty good. I tried to keep everything as close together and as compact as possible. I believe we have used every building in the... I don't believe we have used every single building in this university campus that we can use. We didn't use the fountain, for instance. I can't see it at first glance, but we did use most of the buildings, I think. Yeah, this one we have. Maybe we are missing a few of these. No, that's the commencement office. We got that one, yeah. So, so most of the buildings are used. I did decide to start a little town on the side over here because once I was building the university and I was looking at it, I was like, this is pretty far away from any emergency services. So we'll probably need our own little fire station and our own police station and our own medical clinic. So I built this over here, and then I was like, yeah, you know what? We also need some room for some supporting staff and teachers who live here and students who don't want to live on campus, because this is a university that has capacity for almost 9,000 students. And if there were to be 9,000 students on this campus, that would mean probably at least 100 teachers, support staff like administration, people who do administration, librarians, people who work in the cafeteria, janitors, gardeners, stuff like that. So we probably need a lot of houses nearby, or at least some houses nearby. So this is going to be a little village in the same vein as Monterey Bay and Marley Beach. But it is meant to support the university. Now on this side, you probably saw it in the time lapse, I created this highway interchange. I started out with, again, with one of these trumpet interchanges by Timbo. Yeah, but I started out with pre-made ones, but for all the work I've put in it, autosave. For all the work I've put in it, I might as well have made it myself. I think I spent more time getting it exactly the way I liked than if I would have when I started from scratch. So yeah, that's a lesson for next time. We have a little roundabout here, of course, connecting up our local roads to the highway. And over here I decided, you know what, we need some sports over here for our university campus, and we are surrounded by water, so what better than the aquatic center. I did forget, however, how busy this thing gets on match days. Somehow thousands of people are interested in swimming. So yeah, on the one hand it's good because, you know, it makes us a little bit of money. On the other hand, it's bad for traffic, so we're gonna have to do a little bit of traffic management around here once we've built everything that we want to build. I did have a look at the rail and tried to figure out a way to get this rail line to get to over here. I don't see any feasible options at the moment. I think if we want a railroad over here, we're gonna have to branch off somewhere along here off the railroad, and then it has to turn this way, and then it has to either tunnel under the water treatment facility, under the lake, under the highway, under the local road, and come up here somewhere, or bridge all the way over here, or do a really roundabout route. So I don't think we're gonna have railroads connections to the campus over here. Maybe what we can do is build a station over here, but we already have one pretty close by over here, so don't think that's gonna work. What I am going to do is I am going to connect this leg of the roundabout up to over here somewhere, so residents from Manta Bay aren't forced to take the highway to get to the university, even though they could theoretically, in theory, they could come down this road and then turn left over the highway and then over here. But I have a sneaking suspicion that is a slower route than taking the highway, and we don't want to mess up the highway, or bunch up the highway I should say, any more than we need to. A little bit busy over here as well, but that's all right. So yeah, we didn't get as much done as I would have liked. We don't have, for instance, any stadium over here yet, so that is something for a future episode. Also, it's really sparse at the moment. So the university campus itself, I think, is done the way it is, but we need some pots over here, maybe some props to make it like a park area, something like that. We also don't have a ferry on this side of the island yet, or of the university campus yet. We do have one over here, which is already functional. It's the number 3 line, and there are 6 passengers on board at the moment. So that is not a waste of money at all. There are some people coming down. Oh, there are plenty of people waiting here. Oh, now there are 83 people on board. That's more like it. Excellent. Excellent. So yeah. This is our university, and of course you are now lacking water. So let's fill you up real quick. Let's put the rest of the pipes down while we're at it as well. Now, that is done. At least we have this area covered now. So yeah, next episode we are going to continue to fill out this little village over here. It won't be very big, it won't be Manta Bay big, but it will be a little bit bigger than the couple of streets that you see here. We're going to fill out this part a little bit more with some props. Probably start the farming area over here and do the connection to this side, and if there is time left next episode, again, autosave. What is with all the frequent autosaves? Anyway, again, if we have time left, we will add another soccer stadium, football stadium in over here and make another sports area. This area also definitely needs public transit, so a bus station at the very least, but I think this one is also going to have a metro connection. I think if we take a look at the metro, we have that new one. We have that new one, this one, which has 2 parallel ground stations. What's this? Ron. Ah, okay. We have 2 parallel ground stations, so what we could do is we could have it stop over here at the start of the campus area, and it's a very nondescript, cool metro entrance. And then we have those 2 tubes. Yeah, you don't need to open every time I open metro. Then we have those 2 tubes, and then we can have one branching off over here, and we can have one going down over here to the other city center that we're going to have. I don't think we're going to pull the metro all the way to Manta Bay. That would be a little bit overkill, I think. But yeah, we will have a metro connecting up to Amity Square, as it is now called, and a metro connecting up to over here. So we have at least 3 forms of public transit, if that is all in place. We have the metro, we'll have a bus station somewhere over here on this side, and we have the ferry line on this side, and there will be also a ferry line on this side. So, excellent. As I said, didn't get as much done as I would have liked today. This took up a little bit more time than I anticipated, but good progress nonetheless. And next episode, as I said, continue the campus, start the farming, and continue over here. And with that being said, this has been everything for today. I want to thank you all very much for watching, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye bye.